Hey there guys, Brian Annie here to recap Tuesday's primary elections in Kentucky and Oregon. We don't have 100% reporting in Oregon yet. For whatever reason, it's been almost 2 days since polls closed, but we still don't have 100% in. But Bernie Sanders is up by over 10%, so he's going to finish with, somewhere probably between 10 and 12, somewhere around there, win, which is not what I predicted at all. I predicted Hillary Clinton to win by 10 to 15 based on the one and only poll that we had. I don't know why there was so little and terrible polling for Oregon, but it was, and I was basing my pick off of that. So I was way off, and he won by 20% more than I expected, in that I thought that he was actually going to lose by 10, and he ended up winning by just over 10. So that's interesting. I don't know why there was so little polling for Oregon, because I don't know, it was a closed primary. They could have gotten reliable polling. They could have done more polling. They decided not to. I don't know if they just think that it's over and they aren't even bothering with doing polling anymore, or because there doesn't seem to be much primary polling on the Democratic side lately. Maybe they just think the Republican side's over, so who cares about the Democratic side? Because they also think that one's over. I don't know. The remaining primaries aren't going to make a huge difference, but at the same time, it's not over, so you would think that they would still make some sort of effort, but I guess not. Kentucky was not as ridiculously off, even though that poll was from 2 months ago. It was pretty close. They had it a 5-point win for Hillary Clinton, and it ended up being a win for Hillary Clinton, a very slight one, less than 1%. It was about half of 1% she won by. So that's not gonna make much of a difference. It was basically a tie. She's gonna get like 31 delegates. Bernie's gonna get like 30 in Kentucky. So that's it's basically a tie, but technically she won. So I guess I predicted Bernie Sanders would win by less than 5. So I guess I got that one wrong too. But yeah, so she got a slight win, gonna get like one more delegate in Kentucky. Bernie got a pretty good win, gonna get somewhere between 5 and 10 delegates overall from Tuesday. He'll probably get about 5 to 10 delegates more than Hillary Clinton did on Tuesday. So that does help him a little bit to eat into her lead and try to prevent her from getting the pledged delegates she needs to get the nomination before the convention. And, it could possibly help him toward trying to get the amount of delegates he would need to have more pledged delegates than Hillary Clinton by the convention, although that's not very likely. I think he needs about 2/3 of the remaining delegates to have the majority of pledged delegates going into the convention. So it's not likely to happen, but that does help to try to get there. He really needs a really big performance in California. That's the biggest thing at this point. But I think the main priority for Bernie Sanders needs to be keeping Hillary Clinton from getting the pledged delegates necessary to get the nomination. And then if you can do that, then focus on trying to get the majority of delegates. That's going to be much tougher. So it's going to end up going down to the convention. So it'll be interesting to watch. The June 6th primaries are going to be really interesting to watch. There are other primaries outside of those June 6th ones between now and then also Washington, D.C. afterwards. But the ones on June 6th are going to be the biggest ones. So those should be interesting to watch, although they're still not going to make a huge difference. It'll just change the dynamic of the convention, I guess, in some way or another. But that's all there really is to say, I guess, about the primaries from Tuesday and recapping them and how it impacts the race going forward. So comment what you guys think about all of this. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.